Hello, Pisces. Let's see what's happening for you right now whenever you see this. Messages for Pisces, please. What's going on with Pisces and what does Pisces need to know? Well, the first card that came out was the Ten of Pentacles, and then we had the Eight of Swords and the Two of Cups. Now we have the Page of Pentacles and the Two of Wands. You know, there's so much good in this reading right now. Like, there's a new relationship. You could be making plans together for the future. This could be so good for your long-term financial and like health, wealth situation. Beautiful relationship here. There's nothing wrong with the situation except for this Eight of Swords. There's some interference, and it may be with the way that you're thinking about it. I don't see the problem here, Pisces. Everything looks really good. You have a new love relationship, someone who wants to invest in the future with you. Okay, is it family? Is it to do with your family or to do with like tradition? You're not open to this. You feel like you can't do it. There's a problem. It's getting in the way. At least you think there is. But my cards are telling me that everything's actually really good in this situation. You could get married. You could be married. Do you not want this? Okay, there we go. There's a Five of Pentacles. Or you're not sure about this. You don't have what you need. You're thinking about leaving. Why? Are you thinking about leaving something else to be with this new person? Yes, I think so. Okay. So there's a new idea, a new opportunity, a new person in your life, and you're feeling really sad and heartbroken about that. You want it so bad, but you feel so worried. You feel like you can't have it or it's not real. You can't, yeah, you have to leave it behind. Something has to end first. You're heartbroken about the past. You're heartbroken, and something is seriously interfering with your good fortune here, with your new love relationship here. This is an authentic connection. You are getting exactly what you want, but you're not satisfied. You're not you have this beautiful, deep, strong emotional bond with somebody. But something's missing. Some important part of this is missing. And so you are holding back. You're sort of closing off or shutting down. Something's shutting down here because there's a missing piece. And things need to change in order to get better, to bring you where you really need to be. There's a problem here and you don't really have control over it. And so you kind of just have to let it go, let things develop naturally over time. Because I see you getting what you want and celebrating and being very happy, but you're not happy. You're heartbroken. Let's see, let's do another shuffle here. So you have this new love and something's getting in the way. Let's see what's getting in the way. What is the problem here? How should we address the problem with Pisces? Because it looks like such a beautiful relationship. It looks like it's everything. This could be your person. It could last for the rest of your life. Oh, I did a reading for you recently. Well, maybe it was like 2 months ago. It was probably not that recently now, but maybe like last month or 2 months ago. And it was saying basically this love could last for the rest of your life if you want it. And I'm feeling similar vibes again today, like there's something here that's very, very good for you, but you seem like you don't want it, or it's not working, or there's something getting in there's a problem that needs to be addressed. What's the problem? Let's just ask, what's the problem? The Emperor and the Nine of Wands. The man is not open to this. Okay. no feelings. Something's ended. Has to change. I get that. Working on the plan. The Emperor is tired. The Emperor feels powerless. Somebody feels like they don't have the power. They can't do it. They can't feel. They don't have feelings. You don't love this person. But I saw that there was the Two of Cups. And now we have the Fool, the Queen of Pentacles, the Five of Pentacles. Someone's making a mistake. And it's affecting their finances or their health. They need to drop it, let it go, and think about the future. So much happiness, so much joy and love here. To see something clearly, to keep an open mind about the way that this could be solved. There's something missing. Is it emotion? Someone's heartbroken. There's a choice that needs to be made in this. Someone's not telling you that they love you. Someone's like saying no, or I'm not sure, or not interested. Now I'm seeing King and Queen of Pentacles. Maybe someone's married for money. They're together for the kids. They're together for the money, for the convenience, for the, you know what I mean? Like, you could have this beautiful life together, but you don't love this person. You don't feel good. You don't appreciate it. Or maybe like you appreciate it, you have gratitude for the blessings of love and abundance in your life, but something is missing, you feel empty, you feel like unfulfilled somehow in this marriage. And yeah, this is what I'm getting, Pisces, you don't love this. This person doesn't love you, or there's a real problem between Emperor and Empress here. Between, like, and there may be even a third party, or there's even a child involved. There may be more than one child. I'm seeing like 2 women, 2 men, the Emperor. That could be like the law, the legal system could be getting in the way, interfering. Someone's work. Someone feels oppressed. Like, this is very oppressive. It's like a gilded cage. Pisces, it's like you have everything. You have the house, you have the car, you have the dream. You have, everybody wants this. Millions and millions of people would trade places with you. Or at least on the surface, on paper, it looks good on paper. But you or someone here that I'm picking up on is very deeply unhappy in what would otherwise be considered conventionally good life. We never know what's going on behind the closed doors in someone's life. They might have it all together. Someone is trying to look like they have everything. They have the house, the car, the kid, the husband, the wife, the blah, the dog, you know, the white picket fence, blah, blah, blah. Jewelry and everything. They got the job, they got the money, they've got vacation with the family. But underneath the surface of this, maybe on social media, they have a very curated social media. You do, or someone in the reading, someone here does. You know more than I do probably who this is. Very curated social media. Very, image oriented. They have a certain image for their ego. For their identity. They certainly identify with this image very deeply. But actually, they are seriously unhappy. They're not healthy. They don't sleep very well. They have a guilty conscience about something. They're not emotionally fulfilled. Yeah. Oh, man. But they have children, or they have family. And they love their children. They love their family. And so they try to work on it. They try to be happy. I feel like this person really does try. You really try to be happy in this reading today. In this energy. Someone's trying to stick to the plan. Trying to stay the course. But I think that there's someone else. Perhaps they've met somebody else, or they want to meet somebody else. They feel like they're not living their life. They feel like they've sacrificed a lot to make everybody else happy, and nobody's taking care of them, right? Where you pamper the kids, right? And you take care of the kids, and you take care of the man or the woman or the husband or the wife or whatever. You take care of your kids, you take care of your partner, but nobody's really taking care of you. Somebody feels powerless. Somebody feels like exhausted. Also a sense of control, like tyranny, like a sense of tyrannical. Someone's tyrannical and immature, like control issues. Controlling, possessive, jealous, temperamental, angry, short fuse, short temper. And so maybe you have to walk on eggshells. Your dream life is a nightmare. This was your dream, and it has turned into a nightmare. That's what somebody's saying. They're really analyzing the situation and like trying to, like, I see someone who is putting their feelings to the side about certain things, maybe about the kids, maybe about whatever. Emotionally detached, emotionally cold. There's no intimacy, there's no closeness, there's only like conflict, tension, stress, debt. Okay, there could be debt like student loans or mortgage or car payment. Like someone feels trapped or imprisoned in their gilded cage where, yeah, they have all of these trappings of conventional, you know, maybe suburban American or whatever Western culture, civilization, life, right? Lifestyle. But it's all a facade. It's debt. They don't actually have any money. Maybe they make $150,000, $250,000 a year. They might make $1 million a year. Who knows? But they don't have $1 million. They have several $100,000 in $1 million in debt. See what I'm saying? Like they don't make any money. You can be broke on another level, right? Like you don't actually, like this person doesn't actually have money. They just have a lot of debt. They just make a lot. They have a high salary, but they don't profit. The net negative, right? Each month they're just making the bills, car payment, house payment, medical bills, medical payment. And this is not the life that they thought they signed up for. I feel like somebody had big dreams. Like, I'm going to be in this career and I'm going to make all of this money as a doctor or a lawyer, you know, some high paying career, or even just, even if it's not high paying, it's just like, okay, someone had a dream, a plan, an idea, a vision. Like, I'm going to have this job and I'm going to make this money and I'm going to make it work in this house, in this place, and blah, blah, blah. And then now it's been 20 years later and it's soul crushing, really, because now the mortgage and the interest rates and prices are going up and cost of living, and now the kids always need something and they're going to school and it's always something. This one has a health issue. That one has attention deficit. This one has, you know, asthma. That one just broke his leg. You know what I mean? And it's like, and I feel like there is a masculine presence in this relationship or in this situation that is not always helpful. Am I right? I think love is a choice. Oh, you may love you. Okay, listen. Somebody's looking for romance and love and satisfaction and fulfillment outside of this relationship. That's what I see. Realizing that your heart is broken and you want to give your energy elsewhere to fix it, looking for love somewhere else. Be careful, because if you're starved for romance, you might be vulnerable. Keep that in mind, that you are vulnerable. And if you're vulnerable, you need to pay attention, because the world is full of sharks. There are sharks in these waters, okay? And they are looking for you because they can see you. These sharks can see your vulnerability. They can smell it in the water. They know you're the target. Somebody could target you if you're vulnerable. I'm not telling you what to do with your life. I'm just expressing my concern from what I see in these cards. If this reading resonates, then it's yours. I trust that, you know, if this is your reading, then this is your message and you understand what I'm saying. Don't be scared to live your life. Just be prepared to face the consequences or be out in the world, especially if you've been in a comfortable, so-called comfortable place. You've been in this situation working on this for 20 years and you've not been dating. And suddenly you're like seeing what's out there. Well, I'm telling you what's out there. Sharks and evil. It's a wicked world. I'm just saying, you probably already know this. I'm not trying to lecture. I know it can come across as a lecture, but maybe you appreciate it. It's just a heads up. And if you already know about that, then this is your confirmation. You don't want to do this plan anymore. You don't want to do this anymore. Cancer had a similar vibe as well. Cancer had a similar vibe, like, I don't want to do this anymore. This feels different because I don't see a way out. I'm going to be completely real with you. I'm not seeing much of a way out. I'm seeing new ideas. I'm seeing a new sense of clarity. I'm seeing truth. I'm seeing a realization of what's true. And really sitting with the truth. Being honest with yourself. Maybe that's just it. That's the first step. There's your hanged man. Just seeing the truth immediately starts to change the situation. Because you were not looking at the truth before, and now you are. That is a major shift. That is a huge change. And it's subtle. Because it's not going to change everything overnight. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like you're going to be suddenly where you need to be. Just because you realize you don't want to be here doesn't mean, you're going to wake up tomorrow with $1 million in your bank account and total freedom and a plan and a way forward and all of that. No, it's a subtle shift between illusion or ignorance and enlightenment or truth, honesty. I think that's it for you today, Pisces. I really do. I feel like I was going to say there's an unhelpful masculine. Like, if you're married to somebody, it could be a man or a woman, but this person is very much in their masculine energy in my reading today. And they're not helpful. They're not really, their attitude doesn't really help you. They're not really very understanding. They're not, it seems like they're not pulling their own weight, or they're not helping. Whatever that means. Like, you may be taking on a lot of work and it feels oppressive and you're struggling and it feels so suffocating and you feel like you're being held back. You put in a lot of effort and you're spinning your tires and you're not really getting anywhere. And then there's some person around you who is also taking a lot of energy from you and is not helping. Okay, I get it. They're not helping. So yeah, I just feel like there's a shock here. Somebody could, by the way, not for everybody, but somebody could find out that they're also pregnant in this situation, in these circumstances, and they really don't want to be. And they're going to look into their options about that, and they're going to make a decision that works for them. Others of you, it seems like there's a third party or like a mistress or somebody is going to get pregnant, and that's going to be a whole side issue. If somebody's other person, like mistress, is going to get pregnant. Watch out for that. Obviously it's going to complicate things even more. I'm just seeing that sort of thing happening here. Sudden pregnancy, unexpected, that is not the happiest. It's an unwanted pregnancy, unfortunately. And someone's going to be stressed out about that too. So on top of everything else, there's going to be this like additional stress of another possible baby, or the experience of possibly having an abortion or even a miscarriage or something. This pregnancy can be complicated and takes a lot and can end in so many different ways, either birth or otherwise. You see, so I see it here. Someone's having problems with fertility. So if there are not kids and you wanted to have kids, right, I see that too. Like, somebody really wanted to have children. They were working really hard on having kids and they can't. And now someone is like, okay, so someone found out that they just like, someone found out they couldn't have kids. Or they said they wanted to have children, but now they're trying to avoid having children, and they're trying to avoid having sex, and they're trying to end the relationship and be somewhere else. They're trying to avoid and escape. Someone's definitely trying to escape this whole situation. Like, someone wants out, but this is what I'm seeing, like a gilded cage. Like, someone has boxed you in, you can't leave, or you don't want to leave your children. And you can't afford to leave even if you wanted to. You don't have any money. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. This is intense. Yeah. It seems very specific, but also I feel like there are probably a lot of people who go through this, and you're not alone. There are probably a lot of people who, you know, they make plans and they set things up for their life, and it just doesn't work out the way that they thought. Or there are people who everything looks good on the surface, but scratch beneath the surface and there's a lot of dysfunction here. It's uncomfortable, it's not beautiful, it's chaotic, it's disorganized, it's crazy, and it hurts. And there's no real way out. Damn. What is going on? There might be a divorce, yeah, in the future, if not right now. Somebody's like thinking a lot about it, thinking about divorce, but they don't know if they really want to do it. They don't know how, they don't know what. They have to like, yeah, I see someone would actually feel like they're better off alone. They kind of wish that they were alone sometimes. They love their kids or whatever, but at the same time, they have these moments where they just don't care. I get it. And I think it's hard to be honest because it's so taboo. If you say that you don't love your kids, or that you don't love your life, or that you don't care and you wish you weren't here and you feel like it was all a mistake. Because I think you really want to love your kids and you want to love your life, and so you really try, but I do sense that someone's masking. I do sense it in my cards. Maybe not everybody here, but if you know, you know. And I see you and I feel you, and you're not alone. And honestly, your feelings are valid. I think they're indicative of unmet needs. I feel like if your needs were being met, you'd have more love and more appreciation. I think it goes both ways. Unfortunately. I'm not here to invalidate somebody's feelings. I'm here to tell you that I feel you, and it makes a lot of sense. And maybe not everybody's going to understand you or why. And some people will definitely judge you, and a lot of people are not going to agree with you. But your only obligation is to be true to yourself and be honest with yourself, even if you don't tell your kids that you don't. I mean, I don't think you should go around telling your children that you don't love being a mother or father or whatever. That's not very nice. That's rude. Maybe when they're older, you can, you know, when they're 30 years old, and it's possible you could have a conversation. But if they're like 5 years old, you're not going to tell your kid that, like, you hate being a mother. Like, please, you know, like, you have I'm not here to lecture you about your responsibilities, but, you know. Anyway, I don't want to talk about this. I want to get off of this, right? I want to get off this vibe. Yeah, I see someone is, like, thinking about leaving behind their family, their life, their whole life. Like, sometimes you just want to walk away. But it's a gilded cage, and it's comfortable. Until it's not. Oof, this reading today. Look at how scattered the reading is today. I've been thinking that, like, and I'm starting to feel this way more and more, that the way that the cards come out is also a part of the message. Because I'm such an intuitive reader, and it just blossoms like a flower. My readings just tend to bloom, and I think most of the time they're pretty straightforward and they're pretty organized, because I tend to be organized as a personality. Like, I like things to be lined up and orderly. I like the way that it looks. But oh, sorry, that's the solar inverter fan. Do you hear that fan? It's from the solar inverter. It'll turn off in a second. I promise. I can't do anything about it. Sorry about that. But yeah, anyway, like, because I like to tend to keep things pretty lined up. But yeah, I do. The more I do these readings, the more I get into it, the more I tap in, the more I realize that sometimes the way that it comes out is even a part of the message. I see a new sense of clarity. The best part, the silver lining here is that clarity and that honesty with yourself. First and foremost, being honest with yourself. And finding that peace within. At least you can be your own best friend in the situation. Oof, this is a tough one. Do we have an oracle for you? We have, what if what you see is only half the truth? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What if what you see on the surface is only half the truth? What if what you see on social media? What if what you see in the neighborhood is only half of the truth? With this person, with this situation, what you see on the surface. That's exactly what I was saying. What if what you see is only half of the truth? Fire destroys and creates, turning ruin into rebirth. Craft an environment that grounds you in your senses. So, a hidden longing quietly shapes the heart. In another's eyes, you find both their truth and your own. Wow. Home is the sanctuary you carry within yourself. Yep. You've got to at least be able to be honest within yourself, to be at home inside of your own rib cage, so to speak. Rib cage, gilded cage. There's a cage here for sure. The longest quest reshapes the soul. Yeah. So we've got that home, that fuel. There we go. Make your home a reflection of you. Can you do that? Can you craft an environment that grounds you in your senses? I feel like you have a lust or a hidden longing quietly shapes the heart. Like you long to be with somebody else or doing something else because in that person's eyes, you find their truth and your own. Like they reflect back to you something about yourself even. Like they understand. Maybe they're in the same situation. Maybe they are going through something similar. Last but not least, I'm just going to get you an oracle from the Romance Angels. Oh, you know what, though? We're going to do bibliomancy, too. So, hold on. Chemistry. There's a strong magnetic attraction here. Yeah, like you want to go in this direction of this new romantic connection. Very soon, clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. Forgiving and learning. As you release and heal your past, hold on. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. Deception. Someone is wearing a false self mask in this relationship. Separation. Time apart from your partner is on the horizon. Codependency. Addictions are affecting your romantic life. Let your friends help you. Ask for and accept support from others. I mean, that's exactly what we were talking about. Okay, now, closing message. Closing message. We're going to use bibliomancy to get your closing message. Okay. The only way to find out is to engage wholeheartedly in the work. Without diligence, inspiration alone rarely yields work of much consequence. In some projects, inspiration can be minimal and effort takes over. In others, inspiration can strike and the effort needed to manifest its potential cannot be summoned. Making great art may not always require great effort, but without it, you'll never know. If inspiration calls, we ride the lightning until the energy is exhausted. The ride may not last long, but we are grateful for the opportunity. If inspiration does not come to lead the way, we show up anyway. The lightning bolt may just be a temporary phenomenon, a momentary expression of cosmic potential. Not every inspired idea is destined to become a great work of art. Sometimes lightning arrives and we have no use for it. A moment of inspiration may excite us to begin a long exploration to discover a practical form, only to arrive at a dead end. That's like the Tower, that inspiration, that lightning strike. The ride may not last long, but we're grateful for the opportunity. You might have an affair. Somebody might just have like an affair, and it's not going to be like you're leaving your family or something. It's more like a flash in the pan. Grateful for the opportunity, happy to have the experience. It's very validating. It feels good. It makes you feel alive. It makes you feel beautiful or handsome or whatever. It gives you a moment of satisfaction and chemistry, and it makes you feel good, and it makes you feel seen and heard and understood. But it might not lead to anything because you can't leave your family, because you don't want to leave your gilded cage. Yeah. Okay, Pisces, I don't know, I'm going to leave it there. I hope this was helpful and of service to you. If you enjoyed this and you'd like a personal, my email is in the description box below. You could email me and I'll let you know how it works. Other than that, I just want to say thank you so much for joining me today. I appreciate you. If you feel the same way about me, you could like the video and subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you in the next one, okay? Goodbye.